Alright, today we're going to make a stair tread gauge out of this scrap wood. I ordered one from Amazon and never came in, so stick around, I'm going to show you how to do it. Before you build the tread gauge, I'm going to show you what it does. This measures the width of your stair and your riser. You can use this between the stair skirts. You can also use this between just drywall. What you do is you tighten that up and then you pull it off and use that as a template to find your width. So next you'll see that I stick it on this is a riser, and I'm going to trace the lines and then I'm going to cut that out, and that'll give me an exact width with no gaps. So I made this small track for cutting out the treads and the risers. I just use this to find the exact placement of my blade on my circular saw. I'll show you how to make one of these in a next upcoming video. Here you can see the fitment of the riser after using the gauge. It fits pretty snug and there's no gaps on either side. Now I'm going to show you how to make the gauge. First we're going to cut the two sliding arms out, and those are the pieces that sit inside the track that slide out to fit to the wall. And also the second piece, we're going to use that, we're going to cut it in half, but it's going to be the two end pieces that go against the wall. This piece is going to be the bottom tray that the two sliders sit in. Next, I cut everything out to the exact length. So I had two 3/4 by 3/4 sticks that I used for something else. I'm using these to hold the arms in so they don't bind and twist on the way out. I'm going to glue and brad nail those to the bottom tray. Now that the sides fit, I'm going to glue and brad nail them on. Whoops. So right here, I'm just cutting off the excess overhang, and then I'll flip the whole tray over, and then I'll square the end up on that side also. So here I'm just rounding the edges of the sidebars. You don't have to do this. I just did it for cosmetic reasons because I thought it looked neat. It doesn't affect the function of the tool at all, so you don't have to do this step. This actually took quite a bit of time, so if I ever needed to make one of these in a pinch, I probably wouldn't do this. So after I round over all these ends, I'm actually going to cut them out with the jigsaw. Then I'm going to sand them down to the line to make them even. And then I will take a router and I'm going to round over all the sharp edges on this. So here I'm making the slot for the turn knobs for the adjustment of the arms. What I'll do is I'll drill holes in both ends, and I'll take a jigsaw and cut the long straight pieces out. I believe this is 4 inches in on the one side and then 2 inches in on the other side of the arm. So I took the arms and I took them and made a center line where both ends meet in the middle, and then I pushed them the whole way in, and I drilled a hole at the furthest point in on the outer edge of the slot. That way they can adjust the whole way out and then the whole way in. Now I'm drilling holes for the adjustment blades on the side. These need to be drilled far enough out that they're not going to bind up whenever you turn the blade. So I'm using adjustment knobs from a different project, and the carriage bolt portion of the adjustment knobs is actually rounded. I think they were used on a leaf blower or something, but I have to actually recess a hole in the bottom of mine to make them fit because they don't sit flush. I'm also going to have to epoxy the bottom carriage bolt part into the hole because it spins whenever I turn the top knob. You can use a regular carriage bolt, you can use wing nuts, whatever you can make work. You see that mine spins there in the hole. So I'm going to actually mix up some epoxy, 2-part epoxy, and glue them in. Now I'm using 2-part epoxy to glue the carriage bolts into the bottom of the wood. You may not have to do this depending on how you attach your adjustment arms. This was the most practical for me, and I didn't have to go out and buy any more hardware because I already had these on hand. So after all that epoxy dries, I assembled everything, and you can see next in the final shot, this is going to be the closed gauge, and then when it's open, at full width. And then lastly, here's a video of it in action. If you enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, click the bell icon so you don't miss any more videos, and I will leave the measurements in the description, so hopefully you can make your own. Have a good day.